Hello, once again. Thanks for tuning in. You listening to World Combat Sports. What's good? Salute to each and every one that's in the live chat. If you don't know, now you know. It is absolutely Friday. Friday. Yeah. Friday. It's the weekend. For those of you that's really enjoying it, I think it's spring break in certain states right now, you know. Spring break, of course, brings a lot more activity for those of you that have kids. Hopefully you have everything under control and your kid haven't really dipped out on you. Talking about they was going down to a friend's house to spend 2 days and they down in Florida, you know what I'm saying, getting buck wild with it. Come back home and say, oh, the reason why you couldn't get in contact with me because I had to change my phone out and, you know, we just didn't have a good signal down there where they stay at in the country and all that other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, things happen, unfortunately. Kids get away with some shit with parents who's not really paying attention to what they're supposed to. But anyway, I want to give a shout out to the WCS supporters and ask you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And it's truly appreciated each and every time. Real talk. So let's jump right into it, people. Let's jump right into it. So the big news is this, to be honest. The big news is Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford truly gonna happen. I told you yesterday when I was getting off, right? I said I'm gonna look into this matter. And we're not talking about any matter. We're not talking about anybody. We're talking about individuals who have prominent positions in high places dealing with these boxing promotions, right? And what's crazy is that I couldn't find out from them if this shit is effective or not. Is it official? Is it legitimate? I couldn't find out from them, y'all. I wanted to come back on here this Friday briefly, you know, because I got to hit the streets. And I wanted to give you, the listeners, some quality information. So I was like, hey, is it indeed happening? Is the fight going down? Can we expect Terrence Crawford versus Manny Pacquiao real soon? And unfortunately, people, I don't have a motherfucking answer for you. I don't have an answer. You know, when it comes to this boxing shit, sometimes I just want to know the answers. I just want to know right now. You know, like even if it's 2 weeks away, I mean, not 2 weeks, even if it's 2 months away, we just want to know, okay, we're talking about it. It's damn near close. It's going to happen. We can tell you it's going to happen, but it hasn't been signed off yet. But it's going to happen. Real talk. It's turned into like a cat in the hat type shit. Everything is just like, ooh, I got a secret. I can't tell it to now, to then. Just be patient. Big news, big news. I mean, that's what it's come down to. So, but when it comes down to you know, mixed martial arts, you know if you get in a fight or not. They just gonna say, okay, we're gonna attempt to put this fight together, and then it comes out, boom, these two people are stepping in the cage at this time. But with boxing, I swear to you, it's so many times that we hear big news, and then they act like they have to throw bait out to the media, right? For us to talk about it and see how people react to it, to kind of see if it gains traction. Just like these exhibition fights, they have to throw the info out there, see who bites on it, and then say, okay, go ahead. Let's try to make this fight. Because this did this many views, that did that many views, and I think it's gonna be a quality fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get that from MMA. Like, they don't put shit out. Oh, let's see how many views it's gonna get. Let's see how many people gonna comment on it. Let's see you put this tweet out right here. Tweet so-and-so's going to fight this fighter, Crawford Pacquiao. Let's just say June. See how many, I see how many retweets it get. Don't you get tired of that shit? Don't you actually get tired of the magic trick type cat in the hat bullshit? Like, come on, boxing, man. We want to hear if this fight is going to go down or not. This is a big time fight. It's a big time fight. I already told you. I said it like this. Mauricio Suleiman's always coming up with, spur of the moment decision makings, right? Decision making processes, coming up with that franchise belt awarded to Estrada and Gonzalez, right? So I'm saying, okay, WBA, you can do the exact same thing. Fuck it. Goddamn, reinstate Manny Pacquiao with that WBA super and bring it over to Crawford and let him fight for it. That's how you gain attention to a fighter like Crawford, who has been criticized for not being a PPV star. That is how you bring that connection together. Because at the end of the day, it's two fighters that's stepping through the ropes. So if Manny Pacquiao is proven to be a PPV success, right? Then if you want to help Crawford out and Manny on this particular fight, then what? Put the shock value in there. The shock value is important. You put the shock value in there. You said he was in recess. And recess is for a situation that's out of the control of the fighter or injury. All right. So therefore, if it wasn't injury, it was out of control of the fighter because he wasn't fighting nobody. So what do? You bring him back, reinstate him the super, and you get people's interest and start having people talking about this fight like it's legitimate. You know what I'm saying? If it's not going to be legitimate for you to respect the fight fans, then we need to stop talking about it, and we just need to focus on Errol Spence fighting Denis Ugas. Real talk. We just need to focus on the shit that makes sense. That's easy work. We need to focus on that. Because I just look at it like Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's good? Salute, my brother. Hey, y'all be sure to check out Knockout Boxing 86 TV. What's good? Okay. Salute WCS. Hell no. The fight ain't happening. Yeah, man. I was talking the other day, right? Listening to ETB, everything. Are you about to go? All right. Hey, hold on for a second, y'all. But check this out. My fault, people. I had to let family out. But peep this out. And I was telling Knockout, right? When I was listening to you and Keon talk about that, and you said you had that on your you put that on your podcast. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna check it out. So when I watched it, I was like, shit, this shit might be all the way 100%. That if Manny Pacquiao's people are saying it's not gonna happen, then it may potentially just be talk. It just might be, banter for the damn boxing audience once again for us to be fooled. And then I listened to Keon, and Keon was like, God damn it, it's people out there in Omaha, Nebraska that's pretty much been saying it's been in the air for quite some time. So I'm like flying the kite in this bitch. I'm like, so what weather I want to mess with, I want to mess with this where it's hot and humid and make a lot of sense, or do I want to put it in the breeze and let that bitch just blow away? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen with this Manny Pacquiao shit? I mean, and I respect the fact that you did the research and did a podcast on it and went a little deeper into the process, and put the facts up there with some sources. You know what I'm saying? So salute the Knockout Boxing 86 TV, man. I'm just speaking about it really because I want the fight to happen. I want Terrence Crawford to fight somebody with a name like Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter. I'm Keith Thurman. Real talk. I just want him to fight a big name, all because ultimately I want him to have enough credibility in the boxing world. Even though he has enough credibility credential-wise, I want him to have enough credibility in this boxing universe for people to respect him enough to push for the fight between him and Errol Spence in a more healthy manner. I want people to talk about both fighters, being ready to fight. It's been long enough. Let's talk about the resumes are never going to equal up in the welterweight division. First and foremost, it's not going to happen. All right. The criticism is always going to be cut a bit deeper with Terrence Crawford because people are going to say, okay, what top names has he fought and everything else, but it's really no fighter. Like it's no way that you can look at boxing history and say that boxers haven't fought individuals who were just champions at that time. So they defeated the champion to become champion. So the champion that they defeated or the opponent that they fought for the vacant title, they might not have been a big name. It might not have been that much prestige to that opponent, but still they had a belt. And that's the kind of energy that I feel when people talk about Crawford. For Errol Spence, yeah, Kell Brook was the champion, all right? They give him a little bit more credit for defeating Sean Porter and for Errol Spence going in the backyard of Kell Brook. I get it. I get all of that shit. And then to come around and face Sean Porter, the same man who lost to Kell Brook, who Errol Spence defeated, the man who defeated Sean Porter. And then for Errol Spence to turn around and defeat Sean Porter. That's just the way I look at shit, bro. Like, yeah, it might be a riddle, but I'm just saying that's the way I look at shit. I just want it to be enough on paper where people are saying this fight makes sense. This fight makes sense. Let's push for this fight to finally make it to paper, make it official, let the ink dry, and let's get this shit by the end of 2021. It's just extremely fucked up that Terrence Crawford is 3-division champion, former undisputed, and people's like he arguably fought the weakest junior welterweight champion. You know what I'm saying? He arguably made his way or was able to achieve undisputed in the weakest process of the Avenue period. And I don't think that's true. I think that's doing him a disservice. I think a lot of people just, have an extreme amount of hate for Terrence Crawford to support Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, Errol Spence was fluctuating in weight for damn near 18 fights of his welterweight supposed career. So when people always talk about Errol Spence resume being better and this, that, and the other, the man has been in 2 different divisions, back and forth, And then he decided to settle down in the welterweight division and fight opponents and sustain that weight class. It wasn't like from day numero uno, he's been fighting welterweight and going up the chain and finally getting a title shot with Kell Brook, winning, and then fighting some more, you know, top names, so to speak, medium names, and then get the shot with Sean Porter. That's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence is active. If you want to look at, you know, when he actually sustained his weight, you know, competition is down 12 fights. Count it for yourself. I don't know why people want to leave me messages on the inbox to my Errol Spence has been fighting welterweight since he began. And I'm telling you, you're an absolute lie. Errol Spence's first 3 fights, I believe, was at 154. You know what I'm saying? So whether you want to understand it or not, you have 2 of the top welterweights, all right, that haven't fought yet. People still up here talking that Terrence Crawford indeed need to fight another common opponent of Errol Spence. I don't agree with that shit. You know, they want him to fight a common opponent of Errol Spence, or they want him to fight a big name in the welterweight division. So this is what's going to happen to my man, Bud Crawford. If by chance he does step in there and get the Manny Pacquiao fight, I've heard more than 10 say that if that Manny Pacquiao that fought Keith Thurman come out and fight Terrence Crawford, it's over. That shit is over. If we get the same Manny Pacquiao that fought Keith Thurman, it's over. And I say, shit, if you comparing Terrence Crawford to Keith Thurman, you a fool, because they don't even box alike. I'm just trying to understand, like, y'all help me out. Why is motherfuckers hating on Crawford so much? Like, I know I have my criticism for Errol Spence, but it's not hate. It's just, I'm telling you shit that he haven't done in his career, in my opinion. I talk about the achievements that he's been able to accomplish and the ones he hasn't. When it comes to Crawford, they just act like the man hasn't been boxing, period. Like he ain't did shit in this motherfucking boxing game. You can't give that man a lick of credit. People don't want to show Terrence Crawford any love when it's comparable to Errol Spence. But I look at it like this. Errol Spence is still not in front of him on the top pound for pound list. My people, when you look at the pound for pound list, Errol Spence is not in front of Terrence Crawford. You feel me? Errol Spence is not in front of Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound list. If I say that 50 times straight, I'm going to ask that question at the end. So if Errol Spence isn't ahead of Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound list, I'm going to ask you the question, why is Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound list to begin with? If you're going to compare Terrence Crawford to Errol Spence and you say he hasn't did anything, why he's on the pound for pound list in front of Errol Spence? A man who has 2 titles at the welterweight division, potentially going to fight for a 3rd. Why is Terrence Crawford ahead of Errol Spence? Is that the protocol? Like, if you're looking at Canelo, multi-division world champion, right? Naoya Inoue, multi-division world champion. And then let's say Terrence Bud Crawford comes in there. What about Alexander Usyk? He's not a multi-division world champion. He was formerly unified at cruiserweight. So we want to switch up the criteria. So let's just give Alexander Usyk a freaking pass. Put him in there. Then it comes Errol Spence. So from Errol Spence on back, we're looking at Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez defeated the top 2 pound for pound, Vasyl Lomachenko. He's not a multi-division champion. He is a multi-time champion. So therefore, he has multiple belts, right? He's on the pound for pound list. Vasil Lomachenko is right behind him. He doesn't have a single belt anymore. Zero, zilch, but he's still on the pound for pound list. So my question is, why is Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound list? It has to be from his achievements. If it's for his achievements, for being a 3-division champion, formerly undisputed 140, the fight fans need to give that man his credit and stop damn fucking him over. Stop fucking this man over. If you have people out there that's voting on the pound for pound list and they have Terrence Crawford ahead of Errol Spence, y'all need to then start giving this man credit and stop saying just because he fought Julius Ndongo like Ndongo wasn't shit. Now, granted, Regis Prograis ended up stopping him in the second round, 1 round less than Terrence Crawford. But goddamn it, he was champion, right? So I'm just asking the fight fans, let's be better, man. Come on, bro. Like, why is he ahead? Why? Why is he ahead of Errol Spence on the pound for pound list? I asked this to Facebook groups a lot, and they always want to get up in arms and angry about it. And then you have some, maybe 3, 4, 5, whatever. They'll say, oh, I understand where you're coming from. I get it. I get it. But I'm saying, if by chance you've thought about this and you say that Terrence Crawford resume is garbage, why isn't Errol Spence, who's a single division champion, single division unified champion, if what he's been able to accomplish in his career thus far, why isn't it enough to put him ahead of Terrence Crawford based on what he's been able to achieve and the names that's on his resume? If those names on his resume supersedes that of Terrence Crawford, credit should be provided and put him ahead of Terrence Crawford. You should be able to give him the value. The appraisal of his opposition should therefore put him ahead of Terrence Crawford. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean, am I right or wrong? You tell me, like, what is it going to take for Errol Spence to move ahead of Terrence Crawford on the pound for pound list? Because all I hear is the same retreaded banter when it comes to criticizing Terrence Crawford. He hasn't fought none. He ain't fought nobody in his career. He arguably has the worst this, the worst that, and all this. But you're negating the fact that boxing will continue to have what is considered bums inserted in the bottom half of the sport of fighters who are also beginning their career. They're building up their ladder of their career. So they're fighting soft touches. Individuals who don't plan on making this boxing a career, they just in here for a paycheck. So they're able to approve these fighters, so to speak, off the couch. They go in there and knock them out. Man, listen, you know how many people I've went across, some of the top name boxers. I've checked out their resume for cats that I know that was soft touches back then. It's a lot of boxers who have fought soft touches off the couch who are top names in the sport. Top names. So therefore, what I'm trying to say is, if y'all understand that boxing approves individuals with no amateur experience, all you have to do is take care of some prerequisites, some medicals. You know, you have to get some tests back, get that approved, you're good to go. Long as they continue to approve individuals with no amateur career, no professional bouts, obviously, because you get your professional license. Why are we complaining and disputing all these fighters who are doing the same format that has been done decades and decades? It's been going on forever and a day. How can you take Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., who has over 100 wins to his resume with only 6 losses, and say the man fought none but cab drivers? Listen, I'm going to tell you, you need to do a bit more research, a whole lot more research. Whatever you can do to help your attention span. You're telling me that somebody who has over 100 wins and only 6 losses, you're gonna say it's all Uber and Lyft drivers and cab drivers, and you ain't gonna give that man but minimum respect? You're gonna say, oh, he got a gift with Magic Taylor. They gave him a gift with motherfucking Sweet Pea. I mean, all this other shit. Like, boxing will always have dudes that are so-called bums that are not planning on making boxing a career, but treating it as a paycheck. It's always like that. What's going on, Major Key in the building? Salute to you. Hey, it's Friday, man. Spring break. Hey, matter of fact, when I jump off here, man, I'm about to hit that motherfucking road, dog. You know what I'm saying? Got a fight card tomorrow. Major Key in the building. Make sure you subscribe to Major Key Boxing. What up, WCS? Looking like a rock star out here. Appreciate you, bro. Big dog WCS dressed like he rolling with Money Mayweather tonight. Hey, man. No, but you know, I know Money Mayweather have what is called a union of females every time I see him. So he has a pretty large collection of women, for real. So if that's the case, yeah, I hope to see him out. It's popping down here right now in the A. It's a lot, man. It's so crowded. Real talk. It's gonna be crazy. Michael Lewis in the building. What's good? He said, y'all leave Scott alone. What's good with you, man? It's all good. J8 come back dressed like a bouncer at the club. Now, a bouncer, first and foremost, I don't know what clubs you attend, but a bouncer is not wearing this type of gear at the club. They pretty much dress in black. They have the hard boots on, the the steel toes. You know what I'm saying? They dressed in gear that they want to fuck up. They're not worried about when they get into a scuffle and get some motherfucking that shit get ripped off or torn. They don't give a fuck. I care about my shit for real. Scotty Club named Morpheus. Who you got for Harry and Frampton this weekend? Yeah, people ask me that, man, and I give this answer, and people's like, man, how dare you? You're a United States Marine. How dare you? You're wrong for that. You're a U.S. Marine. I say, listen, it has nothing to do with service, even though simplified to my comrade Jamel Herring. But I truly believe that Carl Frampton will be the better fighter tonight. Okay. Like I said before, when I give my predictions, I'm all the way in on that one side. It's not my heart is Frampton, my mind, Jamel. No, Frampton. I have Frampton defeating Jamel Herring. Now, if it's Masayoshi Ito performance, that's his name. If he gives us the Ito performance in which he won his title, that Jamel Herring right there looks sharp. That Jamel Herring right there looked extremely sharp. But that other, the last performance, no. I think Frampton takes it. I think Frampton takes it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really believe. I think he takes it. Real talk. I think he takes it. That's my pick. Real talk. Low key, Scotty looking like old player in a strip club selling Cialis and cocaine. Damn, man. This man said I'm up here damn selling performance enhancing. You know. And come on, no, not at all, bro. And look, most of the cats I saw, because I did grow up in that era where you got dudes in the bathroom selling you motherfucking peppermints, where you can get them motherfuckers out the store and selling you all types of other shit. But no, they was usually dressed in a cheap ass suit with a brim on. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I grew up. Because the clubs I grew up in, they was hole in the walls. You know, I like to go to the hole in the wall clubs. Sit back in the cut, you know, with a female, you know, just chill. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's where it was. On the mic with Terrence Bailey in the building. Salute. Y'all be sure to check him out and go subscribe to his channel, man. Salute to another vet in the building. What's good? Come back, have you been to Floyd Club, Girl Collection? I walked past there plenty of times. Like when I went to Vegas, I have walked past Floyd Mayweather's club, but I'm not going up in there. And I'm glad you asked me this, Jade. I'm gonna tell you this right here, right? Being out this ATL, I grew up off strip clubs. Like, okay, my parents was religious, but they don't have shit to do with me. I was out the house at 17. So I grew up off the strip clubs down here in the A, butt naked. Walk in the door, butt naked. Done. It's no other look, butt naked and a lap dance for $5. $5 for a lap dance, shawty. You trying to tell me I'm not going to enjoy myself? $5 to $10 for a lap dance? That's the way I grew up. It's according to what strip club you go to. But it's no way I'm going to Floyd's Club and them high priced females there, and you can't really touch anything. You got to basically be up there like this. The female, take nothing away from Floyd. It's just I'm spoiled off the dirty South, the strip clubs down. I'm spoiled off that shit. It's nothing. I done seen pretty girls plenty of times in these strip clubs. His girls ain't gonna be no different. I walk past there, but I'm not gonna spend that amount of money on the lap dance. Nah, it's not gonna happen, shawty. Nah, I can do something else with that. You know what I'm saying? If we link up and go out somewhere, I can spend that money on her. I'm not just damn throwing it to Floyd. Floyd got more money. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. What up, Terrence? Haven't seen you around. Where you been at, Terrence? Yeah, you've been low key, bro. I got Frampton on points. Yeah, I got Frampton on points too. I don't see him knocking out Jamel Herring. I know an article just dropped, and they said, you know, Jamel Herring was basically commending Terrence Crawford for teaching him and improving his skill set. A lot of people don't know, right? But Terrence Crawford played a huge role in changing Jamel Herring's boxing career. A huge role, y'all. Like, if it wasn't for Terrence Crawford bringing Jamel Herring to top rank, Jamel Herring wouldn't have did too much in boxing. That's real talk. He was able to get an older fighter on and slide him into a position because, once again, Terrence Crawford, having the power that he did, you know, regardless of what people say, he was able to bring on another fighter, a black fighter at that, and put him onto top rank and basically vouch for him. That's how Jamel Herring became a part of top rank and basically vouched for him. And I'm absolutely happy that Jamel Herring was able to become world champion. I mean, this man's world champion. He's a United States Marine, a service member, but yeah, he was able to box and for a flagship promotion and also become world champion. That's wild. That's wild. Man, I salute Jamel Herring. Even though I don't talk about him much like that, he's not one of my favorite fighters. I salute what Terrence Crawford did. I salute what Jamel Herring was able to do with the opportunity. Jamel Herring was able to fight for top rank and then win a world title. I salute him, man. Girl Collection got that heat. Look, I understand. Check this out, Jade. I understand what you're talking about, heat, right? I understand. I got it. You know, but if you've been where I've been in life, I've seen the bad bitches. I've been all over the world and seen them and been with. I'm just saying, I've been there. So when I walk up into a strip club, a bad bitch ain't doing shit for me like that for me to get all like, oh wow, this is something special. No, I like these down south strip clubs, man, where the females ain't bad and bougie. They bad, but they ain't bougie. And they'll come give you a legitimate lap dance that'll make a nigga be like, damn, you know, the motherfucker be up there, the shoulders start to twitch and shit. You start to talk that shit to her. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they be giving you quality ass personal lap dance. You know what I'm saying? For cheap. That should be on point. I remember going down South Carolina and they had mostly white chicks up in there, right? They wasn't as thick as the sisters down here in the South. And they come up here and they're dancing a half a foot, you know, off your lap. That shit, man, I was like, hell no, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was telling them, like, that's why I don't pay for these motherfucking lap dances in these other regions, because I was raised off a certain standard of motherfucking strip clubs. I was raised off the South. I was raised down here in the ATL off them while I was serving. I mean, that was my pre-flight before I went out to the club. When 112 was open, ask anybody, Club Nickies, pinups, all these motherfuckers down here. You walk in there, $5 a lap dance. Butt naked females all over the place. You just pick the one you want. It wasn't no wait for that bad bitch to finish dancing and then I want her. Nah, shawty. That's not the way it works. Not here in the South, at least. He said I can prove it. Drop the info. I'd be happy to support, brother. Let's see, what's that about? Been very busy with family work and building the FD. Okay. Okay, I remember you talking about that. The Frederick Douglass Memorial mural. Okay, I got you. Hey, drop the wherever you at there, Terrence. Like what how can they donate? You know what I'm saying, how can they donate to that? Yeah, I remember pinups had a wrestling ring. Look, I grew up off Jello wrestling, chocolate wrestling, all that shit down here in the South. All that shit. I even went out with a couple of strippers. You know what I mean? That wasn't a protocol, but you know, some of my classmates became strippers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of my classmates became strippers. You know what I'm saying? It's wild out there, man. You know, you see your classmate, you come back down here, you know, join up and everything. You come back down and say, shit, she look familiar. She come up there, then the first day a little shy. They're like, oh shit, damn. He saw me in a strip club. Then, you know, break ice and all that. Then it's a wrap. That become one of your number one motherfucking customers and shit, man. You know, shit. But I'm sitting up here talking about that shit for these youngsters. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget the phone parties. Yeah, man, they had just about everything. Like a lot of things people need to understand about the South too is private parties. Unfortunately, the downside of strip clubs for certain females down here in the South was private parties. That's when private parties kind of turned some of these females out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at that. But Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, to a point, you know, I'm really gonna, you know, I'm leaning towards what Knockout said. Knockout said he don't believe the shit's popping off. You know, I went to his channel and looked at what he did. All the shit makes sense. Like, you know, Manny Pacquiao's people are saying is nonsense. It's not even truth to it. You know what I'm saying? But then when you get somebody that say, I've been talking to his people over there in Omaha, and they've been saying they're going to get this fight for a long time, you kind of balancing shit. You're like, okay, who do I believe? What do I believe? And why should I believe it? You know, what's true? Is the fight going to happen or not? I don't know. What's going to happen? Only thing was you pay cheap for a dance at the Flame, then see the same girl later at Magic City for double the money. Some BS. Terrence Bailey, it's all a part of the hustle. Like literally, I'm gonna tell me my hustle though. When I used to go to a strip club, first of all, I had my own liquor in the car. I had my own liquor. Excuse me. Because if I wanted to leave the club, I just go out and get me a shot of my own shit. Second of all, I only got about 1 or 2 lap dances according to what the ticket was, what the price was. And then the rest of the time I just chilled. I just watched whatever, you know, try to link up, you know, talk to a female here and there, try to get some familiarization, you know, get closer to them or whatever. I really didn't. I've seen guys go in there and blow a whole motherfucking mortgage up in that motherfucker, dog. A whole car note up in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? They look, this shit right here. Look, If you want to throw away $100, just this right here, just so you can look around and people cheering you on, I need for you to invest in a motherfucking a bridge in Idaho. You know what I'm saying? I need for you to invest in a bridge in Idaho, for real, because you're just throwing away money. So invest in some shit that just don't make any sense. These must just be throwing money up in the air, just boom, boom. That shit just be falling down. I'm just sitting in the back, man. I was like, okay, go ahead, do that shit, dog. Because I'm saving my money for when I actually go to a real club. And then, you know, down here in the ATL, it's easy work. I mean, you can walk up in the club, league with a female, you know, it's a one-nighter and you out, you know. I mean, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling you how it goes down, man. I mean, if you can't go up in the club down here in the ATL and get a female, I don't know what to tell you, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's easy. It's easy work. Now, that's not to dehumanize. I know it might be some females well, no, hold on, take that back. It might be some niggas that pull up under a fake ass name and act like they down here in the ATL. No, if they're female down here in the ATL, they know the hustle. They know shit pop off that way. You can go out to a regular club. You can look. I'm gonna tell you how simple it is. You can go to a restaurant, people, where it's a bar and grill, motherfuckers getting fucked up, and you can pull a female up out of there. It's easy. It's easy. I bring them back to the. It's easy, dog. It's easy. If you can't pull a female out this ATL, shawty, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? You know, go to the barbershop and get the BNC, the black and crispy. You know what I'm saying? Get the BNC, you know what I'm saying, for the 5++, you know, 50 and over. He said, I used to pull them on Peachtree. What happened in the A stays in the A. I wish that was it, but what happens in the A ends up in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, DC. Man, they always talking about what's going on down here in the A, bro. It's just so much is going on this nightlife, for real. But hey, I wanted to also touch bases on, like, somebody passed the word, right? Like, everybody knows by now how the routine goes. Like, some other channels have, you know, certain numbers of viewers or whoever. World Combat Sports, I want to let people know again, right, that the viewership that I have on my channel is mine alone. It's all good, bro. Like, listen, I'm retired. I've been retired for, let me see, 37, 14 years. 14 years, right? So check this out. Going back to the inbox. So yesterday, you know, you have people that's coming over here talking about a certain fighter. I'm just gonna put it out there like this to you. Like, it's so many boxes in the sport. It's so many boxes. And then there are individuals that want you to support their fighter, but they're hating on you. Like, they want you to do them a service, but they're hating on your channel. When I don't even really bring up my channel at all, like, I don't never log in on the fake accounts. I roll up as World Combat Sports. It is what it is, right? So this is what I want people to understand. The homework that the fuck boys put in to create false accounts and to come over here and to speak on another fighter. Now, I'm gonna call names like I say. So yesterday, you know, you have guys bringing up Lenar's fight and him fighting Haney. So I'm telling all the people that's supporting the Haney fans that come over on World Combat Sports, if you're the one that come over here on World Combat Sports, right, the same channel that they will claim that don't do this, that, and the other. I understand. I'm not caring about that. But what I'm saying is, if you really want to support the fighter, just tell Devin Haney or Bill Haney to come over here. That's all you got to do. I'll let him say what he got to say, and then he can go on about his business. But the send the clowns over here, the clowns is what's bothersome to me. The clowns don't do shit for me. You know what I'm saying? The clowns that come over here disguising shit and all in the dark. I said, show your motherfucking face. They in the dark. They trying to act like they don't know shit about boxing. Do you know that's whole nigga type shit? What you doing is whole nigga type shit. I understand Bill was a pimp, and I look at y'all as his hoes, because he's sending his hoes out here to disguise their voice and log in on the fake accounts. I'm just telling you, that's whole type shit. If Bill was pimping hoes, he's still pimping hoes. They just motherfuckers who sometimes stand up and piss, and sometimes they sit down. Regardless, I'm asking you to be yourself. If you want to talk about a certain fighter, and you know I'm a Team Williams. All right. You know, I'm a Team Williams supporter. You know, I'm a Deontay Wilder supporter, Teofimo Lopez supporter, Terrence Crawford supporter. If you want to say, well, whenever Haney's name come up, you want to dog out Teofimo Lopez, I get it. You don't have to dog out Teofimo to raise up Haney. Come over here and say your shit, talk your shit about Devin Haney, and then keep it moving. I'm not pressed. The only time I make it a big deal is when y'all try to come over here and talk some bullshit with me. Like I'm not on that team. I'm not on either team. I have support. I've been supporting him for a while, but I'm not on, Lopez like that, where I have influence. I do have contacts, and so forth like that. But look, stop doing whole nigga type shit. Stop coming over to the motherfucker on the fake accounts, walking the strip. You know what I'm saying? Walking the strip and doing whole ass shit. Like, you either know about boxing or you don't. That's all I'm gonna say about that. What's going on, Denise Wars? How you feel? I mean, your dirt stays in the A as long as your boys don't talk trash. See? Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Terrence. When it comes down to your boys, this is how I always did. I never been a cat to roll with dudes like that. Real talk. I just roll by myself. That's how I always been, right? Because they'll get you in trouble. I mean, look, it's not like you're doing something wrong. Your boys will get you in trouble if you don't really know what's going on in their household. Their household might be messed up. They might have drama. This is what I found out to be true. I remember some cats I never rolled with when I was in the military. I never rolled with them. But I didn't quite understand. Every time I saw their spouses in the PX or commissary, they would give me dirty looks, right? So come to find out, after all that, I talked to one of them. They say, you know what? I said, what's up? You seem to be in better spirits than you always. You used to be mean. She said, no, I didn't used to be mean. I just didn't like what you did. I said, so what you saying I did? He said, well, so-and-so came in the house at this time, and they say they was with you and they didn't have another ride. I said, with me what? Yeah, they was coming in the house at 3:30 in the morning. They said they was with you. So all along, these niggas lying on me. And I'm saying, damn, I don't even hang with you like that. But yet, since they spouse did not know me, they was able to use my name and say, hey, Scotty, we rolling out with Scotty. He gonna drive and all that. That's who we gonna be with. The motherfuckers come back in the house, all hell break loose. It's drama. And I'm seeing their spouses. I'm like, why are they so upset? Like, why they got that mean mug look on their face? I found out, years later that them whole ass motherfuckers was up there using my name and lying, Then Denise say you put in the work, Scotty. I appreciate it, Denise. Appreciate your support all day, every day. Appreciate you. Real talk. Shout out to the boxing queen, Denise Wars. You know what it is. But I agree with a part of that, Terrence, that your partners can get you in trouble. They have to be tight. Your partner's got to be tight up here. They already should know what the trip is about. Most of the cats I know that was rolling down to the A, right? You know what it was, man. It's the nightlife. We had to get here by a certain time, get to a certain spot, boom. It begins then, and then we took it from there. I mean, it wasn't going to stop till the early morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you where it was. It wasn't going to stop. But yeah, it's still like that. But it's only, look, the ATL right now is that much more popular, so to speak, and a nesting egg for entertainment, because you have more real estate, people building up shit in the hood all over the place, condos, apartments everywhere, right? And also you have people migrating down here, you know, New York, of course, a lot of people from New York, Florida, you have North Carolinians, people from the DMV, Virginia, a lot of people coming down here to the A, man, because the cost of living is pretty decent. And the entertainment shit is popping. Everybody down here, I had a motherfucker yesterday. You get these cats that selling shit, right? They all got the same lingo. This dude say, man, I ain't worried about shit. I got 30 on me right now. I'm sitting on 30 stacks right now. I was like, damn, why are you out here selling this shit then? That's my hustle. That's my hustle. I said, all right, cool. You know, I mean, I don't have nothing to say about it. But he said, I got 30 on me right now. So if you got 30 on you right now and you can't stop doing what you're doing, you know, selling little off-brand products, I mean, you need to ask yourself, is the hustle worth it? Like, if you truly got 30 on you, you know what I'm saying? Are you really making that change in money? I mean, be honest with yourself. Do you feel good about yourself? You got 30 stacks. You got some dirty ass shoes on, you know, a regular outfit, and you say you're sitting on 30 stacks, but yet you're selling some off-brand items out here in the ATL. Mark Nash, what's good? WCS swag on the trillion. Salute OG, support the show. Appreciate you there, Mark. Y'all be sure to check out Mark Nash Breaking Beast. You know, another voice and media personnel down here in the ATL, man, among other things, you know, in the music industry and so forth. But yeah, that's what it is, man. I just stopped in because I was really hoping that Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao happens. I really want to see that fight for the simple reason that I want him to have a bigger name. I want to see him perform. I know he can go ahead and beat Manny Pacquiao ass. I truly believe that he can stop Manny Pacquiao. Real talk. I believe he can stop Manny Pacquiao. But when I hear these Facebook groups tell me that if the Manny Pacquiao that showed up and fought Keith Thurman, they're going to stop Crawford, dog. Oh, my God. Somebody explain to me something. If Manny Pacquiao dropped Thurman and he was able to get up and finish the fight, a lot of us assume that Terrence Crawford is a better boxer than Keith Thurman. A lot of people assume that. So how, if the Manny Pacquiao that fought Keith Thurman shows up to fight Terrence Crawford, how are you coming to the conclusion that he's going to stop Terrence Crawford? Are y'all looking at the Kavaliauskas fight? Is that what y'all going off of? Are y'all saying that this is what's going to occur? The Kavaliauskas was able to drop him in the third, I believe. Then that's over. Hey, man, fighters get dropped all the time. They get dropped in sparring, and sometimes they get dropped in the ring. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think certain people be comparing performances. You have to compare the performances. You have to also factor in the quality of their resume along with those performances. Who did they fight? How many rounds did it go? What was the results? What was the record? Were they on a winning streak or were they coming off a loss? You know what I'm saying? That's huge. I mean, that's a big deal, bro. I'm trying to figure out what is people like when I have these discussions about boxing, right? I have to put little variables together. I have to put like hypotheticals of what ifs. I'm assuming some of these people that's talking about how bad of a boxer or Terrence Crawford getting stopped, I'm thinking maybe they just took their COVID shot or something, and they have an allergic reaction. I'm trying to get the benefit of the doubt that maybe they might be sipping on some shit. Maybe the strand that they purchased might be just a little bit more shit that they was asking for, and that shit got them fucked up. I have to give them an excuse. I try to put them in a position of, to excuse themselves from saying some shit like, if the Manny Pacquiao show up that fought Keith Thurman, Crawford's getting stopped. Oh my God. Man, come on. Stop this shit already, bro. As much as I said I wasn't going to goddamn talk about them Terrence Crawford and Errol Spitz, man. Oh my God, man. See, some shit from Facebook be bleeding over to me talking about it on YouTube. I'm serious, because I be in these groups, be talking to some of these groups, and it's amazing. Some of these Facebook people, they clueless. Some of these Facebook entities, they don't even fuck with YouTube. So they mindset is different. They're almost like a motherfucking congregation in the church. Like they're listening to the people who are the admins. Like you can have Facebook groups that the admins, they push a certain agenda. I'm serious. If they like a certain fighter, they post about him all the time, right? If they don't like a fighter, the post that they put up there is always negative. So their audience, their group members tend to latch on to that and say, yeah, they don't like so-and-so. So let me say some fucked up shit to keep the thread going. That's how Facebook shit happens. It's like totally different than YouTube. You got the Facebook shit over here, and then you got the YouTube. YouTube, you have people that actually, search a bit deeper for their sources, a lot more research, a lot more factual content being delegated out to the audience. And then you have individuals over here, Facebook, they just in a motherfucking on a school playground, kicking empty cans and throwing rocks across that motherfucker, skipping around this motherfucker, like it's an Andy Griffith show. They really separate themselves from YouTube. They say some crazy shit. Yeah, Pac slowed down in the late rounds. That's what I'm talking about. Pac slowed down in the late rounds, man. Pac slowed down. The guy in Dubai said a lot of cryptic things about big things to come very soon. Whatever the announcement is, we will get the news on Saturday. Yeah, that's a lot of people waiting on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people waiting to see what it's about, man. If it comes back, let's say, for instance, if it comes back somebody totally opposite than Terrence Crawford, that Manny Pacquiao is fighting, I'm going to say, why the fuck Manny's team couldn't put that shit out? If you have the audience out here believing that he's going to fight Terrence Crawford, and it's Sean Porter, some shit like that, right? Why leave us out here hanging like that? Like I'm really getting tired of the cat in the hat type syndrome that's going on with boxing. Like they got to keep shit in a hat and act like it's a magic show. No, just let us know. Put the shit out and let us talk about it. Someone told me on Wednesday Benavidez versus Crawford was a close fight, but would have got a unanimous decision if he didn't stop him in the last minute. So Bud would have got a unanimous decision. I didn't see that fight being close. Benavidez didn't do enough. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do enough to make that fight close on the scorecards. He was competitive a little bit earlier when Crawford was playing Benavidez's game. Once Crawford just choose to play his game and box Benavidez, a fighter that had a single leg, I mean, I'm talking about a fully operational leg, it was hard for him to really get off on Crawford and score some effective punches. But good point, though. If it's not Pac, who would you like to see face Bud? I don't care. I'll take that back. I do care. I don't care in the sense of big names. Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. I would like to see Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. I want to see Terrence Crawford fight nothing but a big name. Nothing but a big name. Or Virgil Ortiz, people. Virgil Ortiz isn't a big name. Like I said before, Terrence Crawford will stop Virgil Ortiz. He will fuck Virgil Ortiz up. He would change Virgil's life. 2 names only I can mention. Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. Outside of Manny Pacquiao, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman. Let's get it. I thought Keith Thurman beat Pacquiao. I don't know, man. You know, he was a little bit, he came on in the latter half of the fight. I didn't think he did enough to beat him, man. I didn't think he did enough to beat him. Unfortunately, you know. I didn't think he did enough to beat him. All that ice cream he was eating before the fight, I don't know, bro. But Keith Thurman has to get it together for people to take him serious. Now, it's always good thumbnails to come out when Keith Thurman speaks. And I said this on my other live. I said the one thing I like about Keith Thurman is that he can promo a fight. Keith Thurman can box, okay? But one thing he can do is promo a fight because he has the mouthpiece for it. And what he said about Crawford and Errol Spence, people just ran with that shit and plastered it on thumbnails everywhere. This is what Keith Thurman said about Crawford. This is what he said about Errol Spence. He's no boogeyman. Look, that's how much power Keith Thurman got. He said some shit like Errol Spence is no boogeyman. And people's like, oh, Keith Thurman said Errol Spence ain't no boogeyman. Why does it fucking matter that Keith Thurman said Errol Spence is? Keith Thurman never gave Errol Spence the even time of day to fight his ass when he had the belts. I remember Errol Spence looking at Keith Thurman. I want to fight Keith Thurman. I want to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman had the WBC and the WBA, and you know, Errol Spence only had that IBF. I mean, he was trying his best at any given time. At the drop of a hat, he won't let it be known, I want to fight Keith Thurman. So now, you know, Keith Thurman say some shit that Errol Spence ain't no boogeyman. You shouldn't have made him seem like the boogeyman when he was calling your ass out, and you never would respond. He never would respond. He never would show no love to Errol Spence, man. That's the one credit I can give Errol Spence in that case, that Errol was calling out Keith Thurman when he was champion. And Thurman would not recognize. He's basically, you know, he would not recognize his presence at all. It was bullshit. Real talk. I mean, it was some bullshit by Keith Thurman. Seriously. I know a lot of people, Mike Gee in the building, salute. I thought Keith Thurman beat Pacquiao. Okay, we have 2 people that thought Thurman beat Pacquiao. But you know what boxing is? Boxing is, once again, they can pull that motherfucker out the hat by both ears and give you a motherfucking surprise. You know, that's what boxing does. They reach down and grab that bitch by both of his ears. Look, we got another rabbit for you. It's not going to be what you think. We got something different. I know you thought what you was going to think, but no, that's not the case. That's boxing. That's fucking boxing. Just like this franchise shit with Juan Estrada and Roman Gonzalez. It's boxing. They came out of nowhere. They really, at the end of the day, people have to understand, right, that these people that's running these sanctioning bodies, right, and these promoters and shit, they really, truly don't give a fuck about us. They really don't give a fuck about what we say. Like, they'll listen to it. If they give you some type of attention, that means you are important enough for them to give you that attention. They say, okay, so-and-so say this, then we got to show some love, and he might have some here. But damn near across the board, they don't give a fuck about us. Now, am I saying that they don't listen to what we talk about? They listen. They have their people that come over here, and they have different damn titles and descriptions, and they come over here and listen to certain channels and stuff, and they take it back. They say, this is what's going on here. This is what so-and-so saying and all this other shit. I know this. Like, I remember when I got approved for a credential and so promote a specific promotion, and somebody told me, yeah, I saw on your channel, you know, you was talking about this. And I was like, wow, I don't even know you really. But, you know, you have people that look. especially if you're trying to, get approved for media credentials on their promotion. I was like, okay, you got some dude I don't even know, but work for the promotion. He said, yeah, I was on your channel and you was talking about this. I was like, damn, okay, got it. Got it. Like Larry Merchant says, boxing is the theater of the unexpected. It is. You can say unexpected or expected, because sometimes what's unexpected is what we expected to begin with. We just couldn't put it all together because it hadn't materialized. You know what I'm saying? It haven't materialized. But to me, it takes a lot of courage from an individual to stand on it and say, this is the possibility of this happen is huge. So they're going to say, okay, expect this shit to happen. Even though some going to call it the unexpected, the ones who just don't believe it. But I hold true to certain things that I say, hey, I'm going to go all in. Expect this shit to happen. It might be a prognostication, you know what I'm saying? But really, expect this to happen. So really, we get into a point in boxing where the unexpected is sometime, they expect it, because motherfuckers expect boxing to throw a loophole and shit. We expect certain people to win certain fights, but the shit don't go down like that. We expect certain people like Manny Pacquiao to hold on to his WBA belt and fight either Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. We expect that. People might expect Teofimo Lopez to fight for the last belt, but that's not, that's something that people expect from the format of boxing. You know what I'm saying? People would expect Tyson Fury to fight Deontay Wilder for a trilogy, being that the first one was a draw and the second was involved in controversy. You know what I'm saying? People expect that shit. They expect it, but the unexpected happened, all this other stuff, and we are where we at. You know what I'm saying? That's how boxing is. Boxing has come to a point where it's a motherfucking magic show, y'all. It's a magic show of disappointment. And just think about the people who bet on boxing. Think about the people who bet on boxing, the people who lose money on boxing. Because boxing has other individuals that are betting on boxing, but those individuals truly know that the fix is where it's supposed to be. The ones who's betting on the outside, they're going off the resume, the paper, and everything else. I know so-and-so. I know Chocolatito's going to win that. Come on, I know that shit. Chocolatito, he's going to do it. Boom, Chocolatito won. I know he did. I'm about to get paid. Yes, yes. And the winner is Juan Francisco Estrada. What? Roman Gonzalez won that fight, though. And y'all going to give it a what? You going to give it to Estrada? And then they turn around and do this shit, right? They let a motherfucking, they let several moons come and go, sunsets. And then they come out, news article. Guess what, everybody? Mauricio Suleiman has upgraded Juan Estrada to franchise champion. Said, fuck Roy Soy Rungfasai. Even though he's the next in line, fuck him. We're going to go for a trilogy. Why can't they do with the heavyweight division? Is it because we have two Mexican fighters? I mean, why can't they do that with the heavyweight division? They upgrade Estrada to franchise, say fuck Rungfasai, and allow Chocolatito to get a damn trilogy. Because really, that's what people want to see. Boxing is so clever, dog. I mean, I'm talking about boxing. Look, let me back up a little bit because I want to be clear. In no way, shape, or form is boxing considered to be a single entity. Boxing is never going to be a single entity. It has too many branches, and on the end of those branches are hands. Everybody has that hand in something to influence or manipulate the sport of boxing. Believe that. Never let that shit waver from you. Never let it waver from you. Boxing is a sport that is in no way, shape, or form a single entity. It's just so many things that influence and affects the sport of boxing that it just takes away from it. You think it's all about the left or the right hand. It's not. It's all about people getting paid. Not just anyone, the right people. So when you get these big fights coming up in the sport of boxing, and you up here saying, you know what? Let's see, Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. And Andy Ruiz, Anthony Joshua. You know what? Anthony Joshua should be able to beat this last minute replacement. Hey, put me 5,000 on Joshua. It ain't no way Andy Ruiz. Nah. Andy Ruiz ain't beating Joshua. Nope. It's not happening. It's not gonna happen. What's the odds? 41-1? Oh shit, I'm about to get my motherfucking paper. I'm about to get my shit right. Ding ding. That's boxing, y'all. Oh shit, he dropped Andy Ruiz. Oh good, come and get that paper. You gotta get that paper. Nope, Andy Ruiz rises to his feet and makes it out the round. And then he drops Joshua several times. That's motherfucking boxing, y'all. Don't ever forget that shit. To the ones who was betting on Anthony Joshua, clear-cut favorite. And Andy Ruiz win. Do you know how many people got paid off Andy Ruiz? I think he was a 41-1. Do you know how many people was paid off Buster Douglas, Mike Tyson? Oh my God, man. What's going on, D. Hodges? How you feel, bro? Salute to D. Hodges in the building. Alexander in the building. What's good? Bob Arum said himself he can kick the fans in any direction he wants. They not listening to our input. Man, you ain't never lied, Jade. Bob Arum, the OG, been around for long as he has, man. And his freaking contentiousness of him and Don King is just, man, he's been through. I'm talking about the darkest of storms, man, with boxing. I mean, if anybody know how that shit work, is them, right? But who don't know how it works is these individuals this day and time. Like, these people are clueless. They truly don't want to accept the fact. Like, I can get on here and talk about, like, look, I don't think y'all understand how people took it when I was speaking about Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence, right? These individuals actually believe that, for one, hold on. For one, they want to pretend like boxing doesn't have bouts that's predetermined. So when I was talking about Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence, they was acting like I was trying to encourage a fix. I'm not encouraging anything. In order for me to encourage a fix, I have to say this fight needs to happen, and it needs to go down in this manner. It needs to take place in this arena by this time. The referee needs to be this person and this, that, and the other. I'm just going through all the placement holders, right? I'm just giving them all the 1, 2, 3, 4 steps towards success for this to pull off. But I try to explain to them, I'm saying, listen, when you're in your 30s and you have a single division to your resume, boxing has had individuals who have been in the same scenario that I'm talking about. It's just people believe that it played out the way it did because they talked about it behind the scenes. It's not like they brought the fighters in there in the one room and talk about it. No, it's something that spoke about from one person to the other, and the word gets back to that particular fighter. That's the way it goes. But people's like, oh, they should earn it. They should earn it. Listen, you might be right in a small way that they should earn it. You're right. But I'm telling you, when it comes to boxing, the fans ain't trying to see you earn shit 3 years down the road. If you have all the jewels right now, use the motherfuckers. If you are a single division champion, you in your 30s, and you need more to add to your legacy, guess what? Perfect time right here. Errol Spence, he won't be able to unify the welterweight division right now. You know, Brian Castano gets defeated by Jermell Charlo. Boom. Riff raff, they plan it correctly. There's riff in the camp. Errol Spence goes up there, sell out motherfucking stadium in Texas. They get that motherfucking fight. Boom. Now you have an undisputed champion in Errol Spence, a two weight champion, unified champion, both in welterweight and super welterweight. And then again, you know, Jermell Charlo win his belts back and he become a 2-time undisputed. Come on, bro. If you can pull that shit off the right way, people are going to look at it like, damn, that was a good time right there, man. Texas will be lit. You're talking about 3 fights in Texas. I don't know what the fight's going to be for Jermell Charlo and Brian Castano. I really don't know where that fight's going to be. It might be in Texas. Him unifying the division in Texas. Fighting Errol Spence in Texas 2 more times. That's big money. That's big money for both of them guys. But you know what? I'm not going to go too much in depth there because people get their feelings hurt about shit that's not really going down. I'm just up here, you know, talking about some hypotheticals and some scenarios and shit. Like you said yesterday in the UFC, we're not guessing who's fighting or waiting. Week for one announcement, they come out and tell you who's fighting and when. No frills. Yes, I agree, Jay. I agree. That is the UFC for sure. That is absolutely true, man. But people, I might be on a little bit later, but I'm about to hit the streets. I got some shit to take care of. I got a fight card tomorrow, a big fight card that's popping off. That I have to get prepared for. But yeah, hey, I appreciate y'all. Salute for stopping through and continue to support the channel, man. You know, like, share, and subscribe. You know, if you fuck with World Combat Sports, don't worry about who's tuned in. Just matter about you tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Everything else will work itself out. That's what it's about. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.